Welcome to Lord Jupiter and the Fun Astrology Podcast. Thomas Miller here from Mount Dora, Florida. Today we don't have any additional aspects in the sky. We have a Gemini moon. That goes through tomorrow afternoon, and we do have a long void of course tomorrow. So when you get up in the morning, beginning at 7 o'clock a.m. Eastern Time, we're going to be void of course all the way until 3:11. So if you need to get some stuff done, if you want to play off of that, watch that for tomorrow. Today is your window to get things done before it goes void of course. Remind you of the announcement we made yesterday. We're having a group reading on February 21st. We're going to do these periodically as pop-ups, but this time we wanted to give enough notice that you could mark it on your calendar, and those of you who want to participate can sign up. All of the information is at the end of yesterday's episode, and it's also at the top of the funastrology.com website. Go check it out if you're interested in that. And one other just quick announcement I haven't made over here, I did on Subconscious Mind Mastery. Fred Dodson is hosting a seminar in Florida. It will be his only live event for 2023, at least that's scheduled now. And that will be in New Smyrna, the end of May, 26, 27, and 28 of May. He has asked me to be a co-facilitator with him to basically help host you so that he can focus on the course. So if you'd like to come join us for that, realitycreation.org is the website where that information is. Now, let's jump into this, what we were talking about yesterday. I think it's prudent periodically to look at the chart and say, where are the vulnerabilities? How serious are they? And what should me and my family do in light of it? And I mean, look, let's just premise this again. We are under Saturn and Pluto. That's a major epic shift. If that holds true to be this time, as I think it has, the pandemic began 3 weeks after the aspect, then we're still dealing with changes. In the United States chart, the Pluto return was most of last year. And whether you're in the U.S. or not, that's something that's going to affect the world as it continues to unfold. And now you have other nations coming together who would like to dethrone the United States in every possible way, particularly economic. Well, when you bring money up, you got to come back to the second house. And I'm, again, looking at the Sibley chart of the United States, particularly related to money. I mean, if you want to put up the Sibley chart of July 4th, 1776, 5:10 p.m. Philadelphia, and then I'm looking at both the solar arcs, but particularly the current transits. Now, this Pluto return, Pluto has now moved 1 degree past that magic mark of 27 degrees, 33 minutes, where Pluto is in the United States chart. And you're like, well, if last year was the best shot you've got for Pluto return, it wasn't that bad. But not so fast. Pluto takes 250 years to go around the chart. I don't for a minute think that this is a Starbucks drive-through instant service kind of thing. I think we've been leading up to it for quite a while, and I think it will tail out for quite a while. And here's where I see the threat, and I don't know how much of a threat this is. I asked Ray Merriman about it, and I'll wait until we put that episode out on Saturday so you can hear what he says. And I'm actually recording this episode because of the schedule of things that I have going this week before I interview Ray, so I don't even know what he says at this point. We'll find out together on Saturday. But what I think is serious is there is a growing movement with Saudi Arabia, China, and Russia particularly, but also assisted by Brazil. See, these are the BRICS nations. I don't hear as much about this from India, but I might not be as in touch. And then what is the lineup to sign up to be a BRICS nation? 40? See, this is worldwide. This is international. People are tired of the shenanigans. And this is what I was talking about yesterday. Be honest. Be truthful. Quit the lying. Quit the political games. Or this thing's going down. Or Pluto return, it might be past the point of any return. So let me cut to the chase on this. I met a guy about a dozen years ago who was from Zimbabwe, formerly Rhodesia. He was my age at that time, in the upper 40s, and his business was diving for golf balls in golf course ponds. His home base was in Dallas. He would work his way north over the summer, back down in the fall, and then he would dive the Dallas area ponds all winter. Why was he here doing that when his family owned land in Rhodesia? Because when their currency devalued, He lost his life savings. They lost their property, everything overnight. He said it was within about 72 hours. Everything was gone. If this effort to dethrone the United States dollar is as instant and severe, we could see very quickly prices in the United States and prices around the world go up dramatically quickly. And I mean, you think about not being able to fill up your car, and you think, well, I have to have my gasoline in order to get to the store for your groceries, which you wouldn't be able to afford. This guy fled to America and was able to do so. You may not be able to flee to anywhere. Now, I know this is a dark picture, but look, all of these aspects have positive sides and they have shadow sides. I'm just saying for this episode, let's take a minute and let's fillet out on the table what the worst possible scenario could be, and then let's look at how likely is it. Well, my friend showed what the worst possible case scenario could be. We do have the Pluto return in the second house of money in the United States natal chart for the collective. Maybe there are enough of us sending offsetting energy that doesn't even happen. Wonderful. Maybe we do truly clean out this garbage bin of politicians that we have that are lying, cheating, and stealing across the board. Great. These would all be the positive sides of Pluto, the transformation side. Question is, are we there yet? And other than basically a Mennonite/Quaker kind of lifestyle, how would we navigate such a thing? You can buy Rhodesian dollars framed on eBay. They are worthless. This whole BRICS thing is an effort to create the same thing for the United States. I mean, it's economic war. They want to bring us down. And remember, Robert Glasscock's symbolism of the solar arc convergence in 2024 of Saturn and Gemini going right over the United States Mars, which he says the shadow side of that aspect is war, possibly divided or civil war. Well, what would be the upside? A very powerful transformation and a brand new beginning of a new consciousness. There's some guy loading a jet ski up on the boat ramp. If you hear some extra noise, sorry for those of you in snow. I didn't mean to say that. He's out there in his shorts running around on the jet ski. But this is why we're doing Level Up. In order to be part of that group that is willing to put enough love and energy into the space that we say we are standing for the positive sides of these outcomes. That's why I would love to have all of you who can join, because we have to pass it on. We have to create it and launch it out and have it catch with others, because we need more collective energy. But I really, honest to goodness, if the dark shadow side of what I just described happens, which I don't know, what's the percentage? I really don't know. Is it out there? Well, look at the recent headlines. I mean, Saudi Arabia has recently announced again that they're amping up their game to buy oil in different currencies beside the dollar. Putin has said the same thing. Are those idle threats, or is that true economic war? I think in the light of astrology, these are things that we all should spend a little bit of time grappling with, not out of fear, but out of asking higher self, higher source, God, for guidance, having family meetings, and doing what your intuition tells you to do. Best case scenario, none of it happens. Best case scenario, we clean up the mess, we get rid of all the corruption, and consciousness ascends. Wow, how magnificent that would be, right? Worst case scenario, well, we kind of pictured it. The ugly side of Pluto in the second house of money in its Pluto return. All right, I've given you enough to think about. Just ponder, don't panic, ask your intuition, follow guidance, seek wisdom. My point is here just to point out things in the chart as they come up that we should consider. All right? The birds are chirping. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you back tomorrow for Hump Day.